All right, we're back. Welcome back, Alex. It's a new year. It's a new day. Plenty of boxing to come. Plenty of boxing talk for us to discuss a little bit later on. And a good, fun fight to watch along and score and see what the controversy was all about. Even maybe we can dispel some myths as well. I'll bring us up. How you doing, Alex? Nice Christmas.
Yes, yes. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's great to be here. And yeah, nice long time off. I guess to recharge for the beginning of a new year. Once again, looking forward to the fight. A fight I've never seen.
Oh, cool. I can't remember whether I've seen. I didn't see it live, but I might have seen it afterwards. But I've definitely not scored it because it's not on my list of scorecards over at fightscore.com or fight-score.com. If you're not scoring fights as you watch them live, you definitely should use that website. Okay, hopefully we're going to get some people in watching. If you are, feel free to join in the chat. We like to interact with everyone that's around. We're going to be making a start on the fight that we're going to watch very, very soon. And later on, I think because we've had a bit of a quieter time at Christmas, I would like to touch on the heavyweight division following the Day of Reckoning pay-per-view event, which happened, I think it was just after our last live stream. So I think quite a lot shifted in the heavyweight division in the last 12 months or so. I think it'd be quite fun just to have a quick discussion about that later on. So stick around. But I think meantime, we'll briefly just touch on last night's events. I'm not sure what you've seen of anything. Alex, did you see any of the action last night? It was Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Barroso was also in action. Two pretty quick fights. I managed to see highlights within 5 minutes this morning, so that was pretty good. So give us just some quick thoughts on the. I guess it was the first main card of the year. I guess last night.
Yeah, I guess start off with the big boom of the night, man. Ismael Barroso with the stoppage of O'Hara Davies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow. People didn't really believe maybe Barroso could really punch because the last time we saw him was against Rolly, and a lot of people felt Rolly it just isn't very good.
Yeah.
Isn't his only big fight is getting knocked out by Tank Davis. And then, he comes back with Barroso on the back foot, looks like crap, and, there's a controversial stoppage. So Barroso showed you he is the old man with the cold hands.
Yeah.
He went ahead, struck with lightning, and unfortunately, Harry Davies couldn't recover, got knocked down twice, I believe. And, I think referee did well to stop that fight. Harry Davies was signed for Golden Boy. They just signed Jose Ramirez as well. We saw newly signed Artur Beterbiev on the card getting a stoppage, which some people thought was maybe a little too premature as well. It was a common theme of the night. So 140 is stacked over than the Golden Boy side because they also have Ryan Garcia. And Barroso shows that, you got to throw his name into that mix. I'm unsure of exactly where his allegiance are. He's signed to a local promoter here in South Florida, M&R Promotions, and they do a lot of business, not just locally, but also with PBC. So we'll see where he goes from here. But he is the new interim WBA champion of the world. So he is in some type of position. With Virgil Ortiz, this fight was taking place at 156 pounds. His first fight back in over a year. Last time we saw him was against Michael McKinson at 147. Had the 3 failed attempts to have the Stanionis fight for the WBA world title. So comes back against Frederick Lawson, a career 147 pounder. Never fought, I think, above 151. Goes ahead, starts throwing punches, and gets the stoppage. I think it was the inevitable. However, if we're not going to see a fight for our main event, why make the fight at all? So, yeah, that was a bit disappointing that we didn't really get to see Virgil to get some type of resistance, some type of rounds. But it is what it is. He called out Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is the 154 WBO champion. And a lot of people do want to see it. Virgil is a top talent. We've seen that when he actually is in the ring. I have my concerns about him, actually getting a fight in before jumping into deep water with someone like Tim Tszyu, who had
Yeah.
a great 2023, fought 3 times, got 2 stoppages. The other time, some people could argue he could have stopped Brian Mendoza, if he had Tony Weeks in the ring, right? So me personally, I think Virgil should get at least one fight at 154-pound limit. Hopefully, he gets some rounds in. But hey, you don't know till we talk, we say things, we don't know till you do. So shout out Virgil Ortiz getting that stoppage, and we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, I did catch, like I said, I just said to you just before we came on that I saw the just the brief highlights of those 2 main events, obviously because they are both stopped within a minute. Within 1 round. That one especially did look like a very premature stoppage, and I did see a lot on Twitter for saying like Tony Weeks has had quite a few of those kinds of stoppages recently, and maybe it's time for him to maybe consider moving on a little bit. I mean, it did seem like it was probably inevitable, like you said, but he probably could have let it go on. I mean, if nothing else, to give people a little bit of the money's worth, the two main events like over within 1 round each. I bet it was a proper disappointing all around, really. But yeah, things move on. It was the start of another boxing year at least. So yeah, onwards and upwards for both of those victors last night. Just a quick shout out. We've got a couple of people in the chat already. Beagle and Boz are both here. Thank you for stopping by, boys. Unfortunately, Josh couldn't be with us today. Hopefully, we'll see him in the next stream. One other thing I was going to briefly mention before we get started on our watch along, Alex, is Naoya Inoue, however you want to say it. He got a win as well on Boxing Day. I think it was Boxing Day in the UK. That's the 26th of December. And I think he also got the Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. So, did you see that fight? Can you give us some input on that one if you did see it, and just more thoughts? I think we're always heaping praise on him, but deserved Fighter of the Year?
Deserved. I mean, absolutely. He had a case. Absolutely. Jumped up yet another weight class. I believe it was his 3rd or 4th weight class.
That's correct.
Takes on undefeated unified champion Stephen Fulton. One-sided action. I mean, total domination. I mean, it was just amazing, right, to watch. Comes back, fights Tapales, who just had an upset against a very good fighter and MJ Akhmadaliev, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
Undefeated guy. Some people said, oh, he only had 12, 13 fights. Well, that's how I know you don't watch boxing. Why? Because MJ was super solid. I watched him stop a guy with one hand who was a tough competitor, and I believe Ronnie Rios is his name, brother of Alexis Rocha. Stopped him with one hand in the 12th round. I mean, a guy that took belts from Daniel Roman, former unified champion. So Tapales came in off a big win. Tapales gave him, in a way, test in yet another bit of a one-sided fight. It wasn't as one-sided as the Fulton fight. However, Inoue showed you how fast he is, how powerful he is. I mean, the knockout, right? He lands I think it was a 1-2, hurts the guy. Guy comes back with the high guard, and Inoue punches his guard, and the guy goes down and doesn't beat the count. So, I mean, enough proven that Inoue is a pound-for-pound guy. The only thing I would say is, listen, I know we don't have all the big guys over here in the United States, but I mean, this is the number one spot of boxing, right? We have the best, maybe that's not the best word, but our commissions are experienced with big fights. We have the most exposure when it comes to television. I would like to see him consistently here in the U.S., battling over here just to get more eyes on him, and also, to see him out of his comfort zone. We don't know too much about those Japanese commissions. Man, maybe I'm coming off. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. The guy's amazing. I truly love watching him fight. I think technically he's solid. Speed is ridiculous. Precision is on point.
Yeah.
But we don't know about those Japanese commissions. We don't know what type of things going on. A lot of silly rumors about certain things that go on. Some people believe maybe he's too big for the sport over there in Japan. He has too much control. Listen, if you're a Canelo hater, they're saying Inoue has basically kind of the same control, if not more, over everything that happens over there. So shout out Inoue. Definitely can be the fighter of the year for you. Me personally, one shot, Terrence Crawford. That's my opinion. But if you say Inoue, plenty of reasons.
Yeah, no worries. That's all very reasonable. Yeah, I think it'd be great to see Inoue go over to the States. I think he's fought in the UK before, hasn't he?
He fought in Scotland, yes, against Nonito.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Super serious. He's fought in the US a couple of times as well. In the bubble, during COVID, and one time earlier before against, I think, Antonio Nieves, which is like a French contender.
Okay. So yeah, I guess he's probably more in the limelight now, isn't he, in the last couple of years? So maybe it'd be good for him to go over there, have some more big fights over in the mecca of boxing, or whether it's in New York or over in Vegas or wherever.
I'm just saying consistently, 1, 2, 3, 4 times going through all the motions. That's it. I mean, but that's how good he is. It's like, man, how is he doing this? How is he going up weight classes and looking better, sharper, maintaining speed? It was the same questions that people had for Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao answered a lot of those questions by doing what I just said. Just because he doesn't fight here in the U.S. does not make him a great fighter. I just want to make that point proven.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely perfect. Okay, Buzz. Yep, the stoppage last night for Ortiz was a bit fishy. We've touched on that just before you came in, I think, or just as you came in. Let's just move things along. Like I say, if you stick around till after we've done the scoring, we are going to have a discussion on the heavyweight boxing scene. I want you to rank who you've got at the top, where you think it'll be in the next 12 months, 18 months, etc., etc. So get your brain thinking. I think there's been a lot of moving and shaking in the heavyweight division, and it's all quite interesting. So yeah, we'll discuss that after the fight. Speaking of the fight, we are going to go there now. We're going to start this thing rapidly. So on the screen is some instructions for people that have not been here before. You can go to fight-go.com/register. If you are signed up, you can create scoring groups to be able to get into our scoring group. You only need to do this once. You go in using the code FSYT22. Once you enter that code, you are in our scoring group for these live streams, and you'll be able to see everyone's scorecards coming through on the group screen when you go into there. If you want to score the fight that we are watching, which is Callum Smiths versus John Ryder, there should be a link in the description. And there's also, you can find it in the controversial fight section on the website. So that is how you get to that. And I will also drop a link into the chat, because I know that Buzz always needs a link. So I will do that in a moment. Alex hopefully is going to introduce this fight for us, and I will get the screen sharing going on momentarily.
For sure. Always an intro. I really enjoy doing these. So anyways, let's get to it. We got John the Gorilla Ryder, 31 years old, 5'9", 72-inch reach, from Islington. Is that how you say that? My American pronunciation.
That is correct.
Islington, London, UK. 28-4 with 16 stoppages. First world title shot. Callum Smiths, 29 years old, 6'3", 78-inch reach, from Liverpool, Merseyside, UK. The current WBA and the ring super middleweight champion. He comes in at 26-0 with 19 stoppages.
Beautiful. Okay, hopefully we're going to get through this one without any issues, but we'll have to be quite careful with potential copyright issues. So we've got some various screens I'm going to be flicking between. It might not make the best viewing of the fight, but you'll at least get the gist of what's going on. And you'll just have to trust mine and Alex's scoring. So, hopefully everyone's found the scorecard. I've just dropped a link into the chat. Like I say, it's in the video description as well. And you can find it around the website in various locations too. All right. I think this is just going to be straight out of the gate into the fight. So let's go, round one. Got the volume very, very, very low. So hopefully that won't be an issue.
Yeah, this fight took place November 19, 2019 in the Echo Arena, which is right there in Liverpool, Merseyside, Callum Smith's hometown.
Yep. It's that's been a bit of a hotbed really in the last few years. The Echo Arena and Liverpool in general got quite a few active fighters.
You see, obvious, huge size difference.
Huge difference.
I mean, which is something Callum Smith is, it's pretty usual with him. However, John Ryder is definitely a shorter super middleweight. I mean, they call him the gorilla for a reason. He's stout, short, a full body, I guess.
Yeah, you can see like he's like thick, I kind of say,
Yeah. Hey man, you gotta be careful nowadays, man. You say things like thick, they want to go ahead and want to hit you with the whoa, hey, what you saying? But
body shaming.
I was trying to avoid that. I would say first thing I notice is Callum seems to be allowing John Ryder to be a little too close, if you ask me. I mean,
didn't need to switch the camera.
To
I know that much.
Step on his foot, right? Yeah, this is a terrible angle. What's it? Alternate angle?
There you go. Stay there, boys.
Probably got fired.
Yeah. Bozzy's already got his score in round one to Smith. I see what's going on.
Let's see, Callum pumping out that jab. Definitely need to, get Ryder to get pushed back at least half a step.
So what year did we say this was? Was it 2019?
2019, yeah. This is after the Super Series that Callum Smith went ahead.
I
think he picked up a vacant title, defended it. Man, I know he got a vacant title against a Swedish fighter that we never saw again. I forgot who he beat in the second fight, and then of course the George Groves fight, where George Groves, decided not to come out due to a shoulder injury, which he had previously to the fight. Then I think he was coming off of the Ndam victory. So, Ndam, guy that's been in there at 160, 168 pounds, never could win the big fight, but always gave guys rounds.
Yeah. Well seasoned.
Not much going on this first round at all.
No. So that's a tough one to score already. I mean, you could say Callum controlled it with his jab, but then Ryder was kind of getting in and trying to make something happen. Does that count? I don't know.
See, Fleury looks like all those were blocked.
Oh my!
One thing I noticed Ryder was already doing was he was looking to slip the jab already. I mean, he was doing it just even before the jab was coming. So, the left hand is the danger for the right-handed fighter, and the right hand is the danger for the left-handed fighter. So let's see how that develops.
Okay, my mouse keeps just freezing, which is really
pissing me. Mine too, bro. Maybe there's a mouse bug going on, huh? I swear to you, like it's been doing it the past couple of days to me.
Right, we'll carry on. I've not done my score because I can't, but I'll get it in when I can. There we go.
We'll go with the like what Boss said. Just score how he did right when the round started. Nice jab.
Okay, I'm going to need to get our scorecard IDs in place as well so we can do a comparison after round 4. So lots to do.
I find myself already watching this and just thinking, what if this is Beterbiev? What if this is Beterbiev?
Yeah, that's true.
Callum Smith, if you guys don't know, one of 4 fighting brothers. You got, is it Steven or Stefan?
It'd be Steven. I don't think.
Steven, okay. Like I said, man, we pronounce things different, or sometimes it's Stefan, sometimes it's Steven. But anyway, yeah, Steven, Paul, Liam, and then Callum. Callum's the youngest of the fighting brothers, and they always said it was going to be the best one.
Yeah, he was always touted, the most highly touted, wasn't he? Do you think he's been the most successful?
I don't know, man. I really enjoy Liam.
Liam Smith's done all right, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Liam, but the thing is, Liam has losses, but I mean, look who he lost to. I mean, the Munguia one. We'll see how that ages. Munguia was just too big, too strong for him. I don't think he was. It was more about skill, just size. But I'm really trying to stay away from discrediting fighters. But yeah, Callum did lose to Canelo with the Beterbiev win.
I mean, that'll propel him right back, won't it? Like you say, you're watching this with an eye of what might come next week, but you just can't forget how Canelo handled him as well.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing Ryder pushing him back. He's landing 2-1-2s. He's going down to the body. He's going up and down with the 2. You see Callum's trying to land the right, not really working.
Yeah, that was some nice inside work. That was nice.
See, John's waiting for that jab. Yeah, let's see the slip. Callum just can't really seem to land that jab. It's a little harder to do it against the opposite stance.
Yeah. Quite like Ryder's work in that one.
I guess I didn't put my score in either. It was still waiting for me to.
If you let us know how you score in the fight in the chat. Hopefully Beagle's still around. Saw a new name earlier, Alexander Campbell. Welcome along. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you being here.
Make sure you hit that like button since you're here.
Please do. That will help.
There you go, round 3. See, Callum's trying. He's trying to land that 1-2. Oh, nice 2 through the guard. Nice. Nah, I'm sure that's a confidence builder.
Okay, it looks like Boz gave that last round to Ryder.
I think both these after this fight, both these fighters, their careers have gone pretty well. You've seen Ryder has been in big fights. Both of them fought Canelo. Callum's moved up to 175. He's looked like a possible real threat to the crown with two knockouts, one huge one. I forgot who else. Ooh, nice one too. Ryder got the Danny Jacobs win, the Zach Parker win. So yeah, not a bad fight for these guys to go ahead and mix it up.
I mean, that was quite a controversial one, wasn't it? Sorry, did Jacobs win for Ryder?
Close. Yeah. It was a close fight, controversial. Tale of two halves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Definitely Callum starting to really commit to that jab, feeling more confident. See how Ryder go ahead and encounters that.
He's doing all right, isn't he, with that body movement? Not a lot's landing on him from Smith.
They both seem to be in the fight. Usually, we get one guy, kind of, he gets this third round, fourth round, then the next guy go fifth, sixth. So, yeah, they both feeling, I think, confident enough and, enough belief to go ahead and, do their thing already. Exactly what we want to see. You read about this fight and, I try not to put it, already as a prejudice, but it's not going at all how I read about. But yeah, I really like the flow of Ryder. He really seems to have a nice rhythm to him. He's, the way he's moving doesn't seem like he's not really any mistakes that he may be doing. He's paying any consequence. Seems to be really found his range and Callum Smith's rhythm as well. Yeah, see, caught those ease.
Yeah.
All right. Oof. That was a cool round. I think they both had their successes.
You did. My mouse is just refusing to work at the moment. There's only so much I can do with keyboard controls. Let's see how we're doing. Let us know who scored that round. Looks like Boz is saying 29-28 to Smith. Cool.
John Ryder, I'm sorry, he actually had 3 losses. 2 of them I can remember is Billy Joe Saunders. That was really early in their careers. And then he got knocked out by Nick Blackwell. That one was a shock, I would say. Ryder was doing quite well and got caught. That was the only time he's been stopped.
Yeah, a bit of a kind of almost like a fairy tale type run Ryder's gone on. He had a couple of losses and maybe people didn't think he'd be up to much, but he's kind of proved that wrong a bit. I think this fight especially just propelled him back in.
Yeah, I don't think. See, Callum's just guarding. Keep trying to keep attack, bouncing back into the ropes. You're not going to win a round like that. All right, nice little turnaround, but does nothing with it. Ryder's just working.
Okay, half the round left to go.
Back foot Callum.
And that doesn't really suit him, does it?
See Callum circling to Ryder's backhand. I don't recommend that, sir.
You don't really think of Ryder as like an elusive fighter or anything, but he seems to be getting out of the way quite nicely.
No, he definitely has very good upper body movement.
Yeah.
Nice rhythm to him.
And sometimes it's just like the faintest of little slips.
Look at that
it's
right
just
there.
enough. Yeah, exactly. It's just enough to put Callum Smith off.
Definitely an underrated fighter. Has a good fight coming up in a couple weeks, so this is perfect timing.
Who's he out against next?
Jaime Munguia.
Oh, yeah, of course. That'll be interesting. Very interesting.
I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Mm.
Yeah, just can't land that jab. He really needs to figure something else out because you see Ryder just touches him with the left. And it's like, Callum, you have 6-inch reach advantage.
That was a nice little flurry there, like left to the head, left to the body. Okay. That's round 4. We'll take a pause in a second. We'll get some scores in. Oh, shit. They've gone straight to round 5.
Play no games with y'all, man.
All right. Well, hopefully, I can get our scorecards up.
The 4th. So we're on to the 5th. Compare time, right?
Correct.
I always enjoy these.
I'm just making sure I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Right. Let me switch screens. But before I do that, I'm going to show you Oz is in the house. He's got 3 scorecards. It's fine. It's fine. Just wanted to do that. That was funny. Classic Boz. It wouldn't be a live stream without multiple Boz scorecards in the group. Anyway, he's there. He says it's 38-38. And Beagle is still here. Some trouble with who's who with the small video. Apologise. Sorry about that. Maybe we need to dish out magnifying glasses. Anyway, it looks like the first round. I'm not sharing this screen very well, am I? Let's make it bigger. There we go. So Alex, you're on the left and I'm on the right. The first round we had exactly the same. 10-9 to Smith. Controlled the action very close in terms of percentages. The next round we both scored for Ryder. The third round and the fourth round I scored for Ryder. You scored the third round for Smith. And then the fourth round for Ryder as well. So you've got 38 each as well, same as Boz. And I've got it 3-1 to Ryder so far. I think that's fine. Let's continue. Boz, you don't understand how you've had multiple scorecards. Well, yeah, like Alex has just said there, we need to be careful with the video. Can't have it too big. Need to keep shifting it around.
Yeah, I mean, see, Ryder's just ready to slip that jab. He's ready. You can see Callum just doesn't seem to have. He lost that confidence that I believe I saw in that third round. But he's punching down, so it may be a little more difficult. But I mean, what I always learned is when the guy's elusive, punch his chest. Just nice touching shot Ryder's doing, man. He is just he's on.
There's some nice shots there. They both got through, didn't they? Around the side of the guard.
Yeah, and he's stepping around Ryder, transitioning from offense to defense seamlessly. That right hand, I think it might have landed. Oh, miss. Jab, miss, baby. Ryder looked like a champion in there. I would just like to see Ryder to step on the outside of the shot, of his foot.
That was the best jab that just got landed by Ryder then.
And then
snapped
he took
his
one
head back.
Ryder. Let's see. Callum's obviously better at distance. Can't land the jab to keep him off, so definitely some difficulty. Ooh, nice
couple of nice tasty meat you on there.
Nice little uppercut to the body.
The
See,
fight has
there,
ignited.
Smith should have tried to just stick the jab out again to land the right hand, but he pulled back and got it. Nice. He's
Definitely.
yeah, it's pretty clear who's winning this round.
Clear round, he says.
Mhm.
No, I think they both turned it on a little bit there, didn't they? You know, throwing.
Yeah, no. They both probably land. Well, Callum definitely landed the best shots of the whole fight. However, I mean that fight was close, almost close to dominated by John Ryder, if you ask me. I mean, pushed him back, was throwing combinations. Like I said earlier, just transitioning from offense to defense, back to offense, back to defense.
Mhm.
I mean, there was maybe like a whole minute where it was just, John Ryder just being able to hit at will and not be hit when he chose.
Yeah, you could see damage of Smith's face as well towards the end of that round. Skywalker Boxer, welcome aboard. Thanks for being here. Salute to you.
Wow, they get that round to Smith. Holy shit!
Andy Lee scorecard.
I guess that's why he just went to full on training, huh? Great trainer though. Great win. Great game plan for Joseph Parker against Deontay Wilder.
It was. We'll be discussing that soon.
So, yeah, Ryder's just is seeing all this attack coming. So, I would like Colin to do. Would like to see him do some feints. Also, maybe change. I know it's a little harder because he's so tall, but he's got to give Ryder something else to think about. Something to the body. Just some throwaway punches to get create one opening.
Like I say, pretty tough for him to go down to the body, isn't it? Especially like a straight out, like punching down to his knees. That's some nice jabs.
But yeah, when he's actually snapping the jab off, he's actually landed a couple. I guess we've learned, and I guess Callum Smith learned that he just isn't as good as a jabber as he needed to be against John Ryder. That's what it seems. Because a lot of times he's just kind of sticking it out there, and maybe he's just too used to it being effective enough. But you see John Ryder, man, he's just man. Did he put oil on before the fight? All right. See, those are the things when things aren't working for you, you have to figure out, when to throw, the unexpected, and that's what he did. They turned around. Most guys just break, and he threw a couple right hands to land on Ryder. Nice, nice right hand. But he gets a little too excited. A little too excited, starts overcommitting, going over his front knee, and now it's reset.
Yeah. Those subsequent misses kind of take away from the decent ones that landed.
But you see now he's doing a couple foot feints. You see Ryder now. You see that side to side is not happening as much because now Ryder's thinking, okay, what does he want to do? I know a little bit what I'm talking about at least. Cullen needs a left hook, man, a lead left hook. That'll help a little bit of Ryder feeling so comfortable slipping to to the right.
significant change in the fight in this round. Smith started to find a home for that right hand. He did it by setting up behind his jab. There was a left hook that set up the right hand. Good adjustment by Smith. Really good adjustment.
All right. My mouse is a problem at the moment. It looks like Boz gave that round for Callum.
Holy smokes! I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, so you're gonna have to say everything again. Go.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but Beagle, yeah, Ryder is the smaller southpaw. Callum is the tall, 6'3" Orthodox fighter. Shout out to Skywalker Boxing. Appreciate you stopping by. Apologies, though. Seems I don't know if you can hear, but my toddler's quite active today.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
See, right there, I mean, yeah, you got to be sooner than that. Ryder's already a little bit in the kitchen. Then Callum seems to be having issues. Once Ryder gets in the range he wants, now he becomes a slippery, slick southpaw. Yeah, Callum, you got to work. There you go. When he's on the inside, especially when he has Callum to the ropes, man, he really finds a nice angle to go ahead and lead that right hook to the head. He's been doing it consistently. See, bam. Nice head placement right there in the chest.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice left.
wow.
Ooh,
Nice
ooh.
left.
He felt that. See, there you go. See, I'm telling you, man, he gets the right leverage, the right placement. Callum just can't stand upright. He's too easy of a target out there. Look, now he's at a strange angle. Yeah, you got to step off, break off. You can't just put there your guard and just hopefully an opportunity arises to throw. Man, just beautiful work from John Ryder.
Again, lead right.
That's what Callum needs. That's what he needs to stop what John Ryder is doing. He needs a nice lead left hook. Doesn't possess it. And he doesn't want his right. He's throwing the overhand right too much. He needs to throw one more straight down the pipe and then follow it up with, you ready? A left hook. I call that the Adrian Bronner, man. Adrian Bronner was beautiful at doing that. The lead two left hook. See, look, too close. Standing upright. Can't do that.
Yeah,
he puts that head on the other side, the right hook's coming. If you get up round-ended. But if you would have got the head on the other side, that right hook definitely was going to be coming to Callum's temple.
That probably the best round so far in terms of clear winner. Just got mauled.
Who is that?
That's Paul Smith.
Oh, okay.
Is he the eldest?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I remember Paul Smith faced Andre Ward in a fight nobody ever had to watch. Yeah, and there was another fight he got.
He's had a few losses.
He went overseas. He went to another country to face somebody. Can't remember. There you go. Why am I rooting for Callum?
You just want to see a competitive fight, that's all.
Yeah.
It looks like Ryder's trying to replicate that last round. It worked for him well, didn't it? Kind of rush him, get him on the ropes.
Nice movement, man.
And again,
Nice
that just
look at that, right?
little,
That was a beautiful roll.
little roll shimmy.
Do that shit on the pads all day. Nice jab. See, nice jab. A feint. See, Sean Porter said it best, man. One of the best, most what people should be practicing is feint, throw, end with a feint, and add to the combination, take away, change it up, but start with a feint, end with a feint. It just kind of shows Callum is straight up and down, no special effects. Shout out Mayweather.
What was this say? A low blow? Head clash?
Yeah.
See a bit of blood on Smith's face.
See, look, I mean, just touching shots from Ryder. I mean, he's in the zone.
Switched on, and he's like you say, there's that distance. He's cutting off the distance that Smith needs for that jab. I don't know at the moment, but he was previously.
He's committed. All right, I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna get in a close enough range. Slip the jab. Work.
He got caught with a few then, and just prior to this little flurry, I think there was a right that landed quite flush. But he's really strong, isn't he, Ryder?
There's a lot of jokes when he fought Canelo. It's like, man, him and Canelo look like they're brothers, cousins. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I never saw this fight. I saw the fights afterwards, and definitely grew to appreciate Ryder. That's why it's like, yo, stop. Don't think Munguia is just gonna come in there and slap him around. If he does, give Munguia all his credit. But
yeah.
Look, slip, easy. Probably could have countered if he was just a little closer. Bad punch selection there. Had his arms crossed.
Last 20 seconds. And we're doing all right so far for this video. Read that one, didn't he? The end.
It's fucking John Ryder. Good shit. Oh, wow, Baz. I never noticed that all his brothers are under 6 feet. Because I know Steven's the smallest. I think he's like a 126, 130 pounder. Paul had to be close to 6 feet.
Might have been. He was middleweight, wasn't he, Paul? Or was he super middleweight?
Light heavyweight, super middle.
All right, okay.
I think super middle was most of his career. I really can't recall that well. I'm guessing UK wasn't really that supportive of Paul, huh? Just kind of like one of the fringe guys.
Yeah. I think he was a more of a domestic level fighter. I don't think he came across all that well either. It was like people didn't really warm to him.
Who did Andy Lee give that round to? Callum too?
Yep.
I can see it. Did he?
Yep. Round 8 to Callum Smith. He's got it even.
Holy shit. That's insane.
Let me increase that a little bit for you.
All right. He finally didn't get countered off after throwing the combination, man. Mundo's on the up and up.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I've searched Paul Smith on BoxRec and there's like 1,000 results. Forget it.
Nice steal up right to the body, left hook.
The most common name.
All right, so right here. Now, don't bitch. Do something about it.
Okay, Buzz has it even, 76 of each. So
interesting.
He's in step with
Andy
Lee.
Nope. Lead right hands. Hey, look at that.
The amount of times Ryder's been successful with that jab is insane.
Ryder definitely could have chose to hit him in the back of the head there. Glad he didn't. See, Callum, when he's not working behind the jab, he's fucking landing. Look at that. And not doing that stupid overhand right to just from, wherever the fuck he wants. When he's actually going to the body. Aha. Nice. I don't know if it's doing much effect, but the point is to keep him thinking. And right here, step off. He needs to get his left foot outside of Ryder's lead and step off. Jesus Christ, step off.
Mate, you can't hear this was years ago.
But it's like, how are you on the world level, seen as possible elite of the division, and you're just standing on the ropes, getting beat on?
Ooh. It's close.
Would he land that left? No. Look at that. At least he threw punches. I gotta give him that. What are you doing, bro?
It's like he's trying to go off to sleep or something.
There's oh my god, the left hook. God, this is annoying. No wonder why Canelo just beat him down.
Was that round 8? Or did we miss round 8?
That was round 9.
Yeah, we're not doing a comparison.
Oh shit! Look at that.
We'll have a pause now and take a look. I've just been removing all of Buzz's 10 scorecards. Okay, let me get my scoring. I like that. Yeah, a lot of these rounds are the same for me. Okay, let's reload that one. Let's get a bigger screen. And okay, we've got Beagle and Buzz as well. Let's hope they can get their scores in, and then we'll have a look at the combined scorecard. So just waiting on Beagle. No pressure. All right. So this is a combined scorecard for 4 of us. We'll just scroll down past round 4. So collectively, from round 5 to 9, we've given round 5 to Ryder, round 6 to Smith, round 7 to Ryder, round 8 to Ryder, round 9 to Ryder, and there seems to be around 10, but maybe someone else has scored this before. So there seems to be a full scorecard there. Let's just go back, and we can see people's scores there. So it looks like, let me just do a reload. There we are. Okay, so Buzz has it 86-85 to Ryder. Beagle has it 88-83 to Ryder. Wow, we've evened up now. Alex, we're both 87-84. All in favor of Ryder. So, the fight is going towards him. Maybe this one is going to be a controversial one. Who knew? But now we've got Darren Barker. His name escapes me for a moment there.
Decent scrap. Definitely a better showing from one fighter, if you ask me. Is that Joe?
Sorry? It's Darren
Is that
Barker.
Kazagi?
Darren Barker.
Who? Oh, Darren Barker. Okay. I should have known better. That guy has scar tissue. Joe Kazagi ain't got no scar tissue.
He didn't get touched.
Such an unappreciated fighter, man. Over here, at least, Kazagi, he doesn't get enough respect. They always talk about his big wins were at the end of his career against older fighters.
It's the same over here, to be fair. I think people over here are either big fans of him or, they were kind of critical. I kind of fell somewhere in between. He was a great fighter, but I think he, possibly could have taken some fighters earlier in his career. Maybe that's a discussion
super
for another
middleweight
day.
of all time.
Yeah.
The better distance for Callum, maybe just a little more back. Don't get on the ropes, pal.
And there he is. Like I say, Ryder's got it figured out, hasn't he?
Sure does.
Let's take a risk with a bigger screen.
What's life without risk, huh? Hey, he's doing a better job of staying off the ropes. I mean, he's getting hit a little bit, but
he bounced off it and got clocked. This is Ryder living up to his gorilla name. Just strong. Mauling him.
Look how much better he looks at this distance.
Yeah. But Ryder, he knows done it straight away, so he's closing that gap. Just edging forward. And then rushing.
Imagine Beterbiev.
Yeah, there's a lot of well, I'm not sure. They've obviously got to hype up the British fighter, There's a lot of, can Callum Smith be the one to dethrone Beterbiev? But I don't see it, to be honest.
Not of this fight. It's going to die.
Well, we'll talk about it after this. We'll make our predictions. We'll have a look at the odds as well. That'd be quite interesting to see.
I've been staring at them for the last week.
Oh, really?
Crossing feet.
Was better by Smith. Was it enough for it to win the round?
Nope. See, just a lot of opportunity, man. Shout out John Ryder. Boss said he got everything on the slider 60-40.
That's reasonable enough, I'd say, because there's not been a fantastically dominant round, has there?
I felt like there's been a couple by Ryder, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I've got one or two that push beyond that, but they are around that 60-40 mark for the most part.
Yeah, round 11.
Yeah, we're into the championship rounds, as we like to say. So I'll make that a bit bigger.
Oh, gets me every time when you do that. Zoom. So I know I'm getting older.
You got your head closer to the screen.
I don't realize it. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Oh, shit. Boz has now got it even again. Nip and tuck for Boz. Mine's getting wider and wider. Last 3 rounds have all gone for Ryder for me.
One thing I'll say about Callum Smith is, look, he's not on. It's pretty obvious. Things aren't working, but he is grinding through it. You don't see him. One time we seen him bitch, I think he got what he wanted from it. Other than that, and he's trying. He's trying different things. He's trying uppercuts. He's trying right hands to the body. He's trying lead left hooks, which I was asking for. So he's in there doing, trying other things. He's not in there just committed to one game plan. We've seen him get off the ropes finally. So Ryder just, taking care of business. Beautiful game plan for this fight. Things are working. He can't seem to make many mistakes. Yes, more of that. Now change it up. See, no.
Damage to the eye again. What's Boz on about here?
Look how quick he gives up. It looks like he's gonna grab him, and Ryder changes his hand position, and he just says, "Oh, okay." You have to blame that on lack of preparation. He's not used to being in these uncomfortable situations enough. Not enough reps.
Yeah. I think it discredits Ryder a lot when people say, "Oh, Smith clearly wasn't at his best." Well, it should have been. Why wasn't he? And you can blame preparation and stuff like that, but at the same time, Ryder executed the perfect game plan, or he's seemingly doing so.
No, you're right. Absolutely. It's just the lack of being when you're supposed to be the elite fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to be able to make
adjustments. Yeah,
and he has made them, but it's why did it take 12 times for you to get hit in that position and you to finally do it?
Yeah,
so Callum does have quality. It's just not the quality that there was being sold from this fight. And you see Ryder. We're not like you said, we're not talking enough about it. Look at him; he can't fucking miss.
Yeah,
he literally could have missed that last
hasn't
minute. That was a clear round for Ryder. Andy Lee said it. Callum Smith barely edged it. Well, he has an Irish. I can do an Irish accent.
Interesting to see how he scored that one. Come on, Boz, you need to move that slider for that one.
Oof. Look at that. And he did that a lot in the beginning of the fight, where he was landing clean and making him miss bad. Look at that. Look, just touching. Look, in range. Look.
Beautiful, that. Beautiful.
Put respect on John Ryder's name. Stop it, y'all. I know he's getting up there in age, but no one's gonna. Well, Canelo kind of slapped him around a little bit, but he was still competitive. Not on scorecards, no, but he was in there trying his best. But Canelo, pound for pound guy. But I expected Canelo to stop him, though. I felt Canelo should have. He's that much better than him, but Ryder's a dog. Oh, Andy Lee, good job.
Look at that. Last 3 rounds to Smith.
I feel like I just kind of contradicted myself with that. But John Ryder is a competitor. He is a contender.
Well, that was a nice right there by Smith. Boz, well done. He moved that percentage slider, good man. Yeah, well, you never know. Beterbiev might beat Smith next week, and then Ryder might get his win over Munguia, and then Ryder might get his chance at Beterbiev then.
You want Ryder to move up?
Why not? Big money fight. Ryder still looking focused, isn't he? Even this light.
See if he gives up the hold. Look at that. Oh, southpaw right hook. Oh. Hey, look at that. Whoa, nice. Callum with the footwork. Hey, buddy, back in your old place. So, hey, look at that. Oh, my gosh. Where was this? for 7 straight rounds. Jesus Christ. There. That.
Oh.
Man.
Ryder was like, nah, not having that. Boom. Boz, who's both from Liverpool?
Because Ryder's from London, mate.
Yeah, Ryder's from London. That was a bad impression, but he's from London. No, John Ryder's from London.
I'm rooting for Callum. What do you mean? Found myself cheerleading. Just disappointment. That's what you're hearing.
Well. So Brown Smith's up celebrating.
The fuck are you doing?
He must have seen Andy Lee's scorecard.
So you looking for somebody in the crowd?
Well,
damn.
So usually we do debunk, the myths of one-sidedness.
Oh, Buzz.
And controversy, whether what fights were all that controversial as they seemed. But I can't see how John Ryder didn't win that fight.
Yeah, check him, doctor. Something's wrong. I think between the ears.
There's a Lonsdale belt. Oh, was that the ring belt?
That's the ring, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Got mixed up there.
Eddie. See, Eddie.
Shitting himself in the corner.
Yeah, you can tell. Look at his mannerisms. He's touching his belt. He's not looking straight. He's looking around. Look, touching his nose. I'm a body expert now, too. Body language expert.
Let's save that scorecard.
Well, decent low crowd there.
Yeah, it's quite a decent arena, I think. The Echo.
See, look at that, man. Just he's coming right at you. You got to do something. Toma, papi, toma. The referee's like, hey, stop hitting him, John. I can't believe this man, boss, man. Can we delete his score?
Here we go. What's he saying? Sorry, I've missed this.
You gotta try not to curse. They say you got to draw.
He's got a draw. Wow. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I thought Callum just snatched it at the last round. Okay.
Respect everyone's opinion except for right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bothered by that. I just don't see it. Like,
I think this is his gimmick. He just goes against the grain of what we see.
Man. Oh, look, long time to get the scorecards collected. Shocker.
Yeah, maybe I should skip ahead here. Let's get some volume going.
117, 111.
Let's go back, sorry. Terry O'Connor.
117, 111. Jose Roberto Torres and Francisco Ayoza both have it. 116 to 112. All three scores go to the winner by unanimous decision.
I didn't realize it was that wide.
Liverpool still
Ryder knows there.
You know that was bullshit.
Callum Smith retains the title by unanimous decision. 116, 112 from
Didn't see that.
117, 111 from Terry O'Connor, which is 9 rounds to 3. We've talked about the vagaries of scoring.
Man, I'm glad I watched this fight because I might do a little more film study.
Right, let's have a look at our overall scores. We know Boss has got it even. He's blind or whatnot.
Maybe he was trolling.
the only explanation. Let's share this tab instead. Beagle might be a little bit behind,
Oh,
but
he's got it.
yeah, there we go. So yeah, Boz got a miraculous 114, 114. Beagle 110, 118. I got it 111, 117. So did you, Alex? 111, 117. The other way than Terry O'Connor. So we know that we're doing something right if we're the opposite of Terry O'Connor. Yeah, so I think, like we said before on this show, we usually debunk some myths about fights being so controversial or so outlandish in terms of the scoring, but I'd say this one was pretty bad. Are we going to call it a robbery?
Yes.
I think that's fair. Regardless of what Boz wants to say.
When was the last time we kind of agreed that it was a robbery?
There's not been many,
If any, huh?
if any. We'd have to go back some.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not too sure. It has been a while.
Wow.
That was fun to watch. Like, I don't recall that fight. I'm pretty sure I did watch it after the fact. I definitely didn't watch it live.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it's so harsh for Ryder because obviously he's kind of in the fold now, but
yeah. Thankfully, that didn't derail his career, but it definitely changed it a bit. Imagine if he would have got the Canelo fight sooner, probably. But the result would have been the same. So I guess, like you said, I don't think it really changed too much.
Didn't change too much.
Money,
Yeah,
his checks. That's what changed.
Yeah. It's true. And like I say, I think this was the fight that obviously propelled him back. Even though he lost, obviously most thought that he won, so obviously he got more chances there. So I think I'd imagine, I don't recall at the time, but I would imagine that Smith was a heavy favourite for this fight.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
They were setting him up to unify with a WBC champion. It didn't matter.
Oh, you just got muted there.
He had a WBC diamond belt, or the fuck that is. But basically allowed him to be a number one contender or just challenge for the belt.
Just whenever
which he ended up doing.
Right. Got you. All right, what's Boz saying here? You guys are using modern standards. Well, whoever lands the biggest punches won the round.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
No. It's not about the biggest punch. I was talking the whole time about how Ryder wasn't even putting much on some of his shots. He was letting the cleaner work more efficiently throughout the rounds.
Yeah. I mean, one of the earlier rounds, he said Callum Smiths landed the better punches of this round, but Ryder won it. So, anyway, another good fight to score. Anyway, that was really interesting to watch. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, like I said, I think I'm glad we got through it without any, challenges.
Yep.
Like I said, they both have big fights coming up that, with this fight, we kind of see how they, though I think with Ryder, it doesn't really mean much for his Munguia fight, but for Callum, it was eye-opening.
Okay. Well, we're going to come on to that now anyway. We're going to move things along. In fact, first of all, we're going to touch on the heavyweight division first, and then we'll come on to the upcoming fights.
Oh boy!
So
I wish I had an outline. There's so much.
Give you a heads up, yeah. Should give you a heads up. But what I'll do is I will get up the I'll get up that event. Anthony Joshua was on it. So let's have a look at the event, and we'll go through the.
Oh man. Okay, so you're going to the event. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so essentially the last stream we did was just before the Day of Reckoning, wasn't it? I think. So I enjoyed the card. I remember we were discussing this, and the more that it took us forever to get through this card, in terms of covering it, previewing it, and picking winners. Although I think at one point I said it looks like definitively everyone on the left were heavy favourites and they should really win. And it didn't look like that, which was nice. It's a relief. It's good that it wasn't all just totally one-sided. But I think we could start at the top. You thought that Joshua might have had a bit of work to do and might have been a bit troubled by Valin, but it wasn't quite the case.
Oh my God. Wow.
It looks,
Anthony Joshua's back, baby.
yeah. Go on, give us your thoughts briefly on the fight.
Yeah, I think I shared similar opinion what you just spoke on that Valim, we seen he's is he like the top 5? No, but he's a crafty guy, a guy that gave trouble to one of the best in the division before. Was coming off a big win against a former cruiserweight champion that seemed to fill out fine at heavyweight. And AJ hasn't really looked the same in years.
Mhm.
We haven't gotten an overall performance. And he said, okay, if you remember the image at the Hellenius, he said, hold my beer. And he beat the living shit out of Otto Valim. This is the best I've seen Anthony Joshua ever look. That was such a performance. He looked quick. He looked obviously strong, powerful, responsive to anything that was going on in the ring. He looked like a Terminator in there. He looked like a top heavyweight, which is what we've been wanting to see. I've always been a believer that Joshua is a great heavyweight. It's just it was hard to speak on it when we had fights like the Franklin fight where it took to the last couple rounds for him to really try to turn it on.
Yeah.
The Hellenius fight, I talked about how beautifully he set up that knockout, but those first 6 rounds, they were kind of trash. So
Yeah.
for him to, go ahead, commit to Ben Davison, who people don't really understand, has been working with Joshua, just not as the main trainer. But you've seen, they had a familiarity, and with them together, they produced one of his best performances. Was Valina a champion? No, never. He wasn't. With like I said, his biggest claim to fame was a loss to Tyson Fury, who is one of the best heavyweights you've seen in the last couple decades and such. So that he did it better than him, better than anybody. Obviously, Valin, it was only his second loss. Joshua's back, baby, and the heavyweight division is better with it. Now, if another result would have been different, I think we would have been on fire.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just going to say before we do move on to that next one, Joshua. I mentioned this beforehand where we wasn't too sure whether to say that he was going to win the decision or get a stoppage. And we said that AJ, it looked like he was a bit gun shy. But this time, it wasn't just necessarily being gun shy, but it looked like fluid. It looked less robotic than ever. Everything was just kind of seemed to come to him naturally, and then he had that killer instinct back and got the job done. I think it might have helped that Valin just didn't really put up much. He seemed, Boz has said it in the chat that he's too timid. I'm not sure if he was just timid. Maybe he was overawed with the occasion, or just didn't know what to do with a fluid Joshua. But yeah, it also, I don't know whether it made Joshua look great or whether it kind of exposed Valin a little bit, and then it made Tyson Fury's win kind of come down a few steps. And if that was the case, then certainly Deontay Wilder's performance might have ruined Tyson Fury's wins over Wilder. It's a funny game where one result can turn the table seemingly sometimes. So it seems that Joshua's now on the up. He's got he's back, a good stoppage against Valin. That in turn and maybe put shade on Fury's win over Valin, and now Deontay Wilder gets beaten comprehensively against Joseph Parker in that. I'm not sure if it was a culminating event, but it was definitely the main undercard fight. Give us your thoughts on that one.
Man, talking about Wilder Parker, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Just disappointing. We want to see, like you had said it when we were doing a live stream, right? You just want to see competitive fights, and that was not a competitive fight.
Yeah.
That was the disappointment of the night. Deontay Wilder is known for the big right hand. To have Molineux right there connected to him, We've seen him do it over and over and over again. Just one punch. His famous line, "You got to be perfect for 36 minutes. I just got to be perfect for 2 seconds." Well,
Yeah.
perfection was void that night. He never, I mean, what was that? I have no idea. I mean, he was trying to float like a butterfly. I mean, he just, he looked like a fly basically that was
Yeah.
getting kind of just pushed back. It looked like he was going to get stopped towards the end of the fight, possibly.
Mhm.
Gun shy, afraid. That's not Deontay Wilder that we've known. Has Deontay Wilder ever been this great technician? No, not
Never.
by any means. Like, we can say, well, look. I mean, he has set up his right hand. But there's times where he looks absolutely crazy out there. But he's been right. I just got to be perfect once. We've seen it. Guys convulsing on the ground. Guys look like they're possibly winning the fight. One shot.
Yeah, a lot of
Out.
times.
And that's what I expected in this fight. It didn't matter. I thought it didn't matter what Joe Parker shows up. A good one, a great one, a bad one, an uneventful fight. Wilder was gonna happen
Gonna
whether
find that
he
shot.
sets it up right, whether he sets it up or just reacts, like in the Hellenius fight,
Yeah.
like in the Spilska fight, or something like the Ortiz fight, where he's actually calculating, figuring it out, and bam. But no, it never happened. Joe Parker, you proved many wrong. People are calling it upset of the year. Joe Parker, honestly, he should this fight because of Wilder 10 title defenses, the excitement he brought, the situation Wilder was being built up towards. He should be getting an AJ fight. He should be in that mix. But it doesn't look like that's happening. They're saying Joshua versus Ngannou. They're saying Wilder possibly versus Big Bang Zhang, or just they both will be on the card with AJ versus Ngannou. I feel for Joe Parker. That's just not fair. For him to go ahead and 12-0 a former champion that some people, not all, think may be in the Hall of Fame one day. It just isn't fair to Joe Parker. Shout out to Joe Parker. Deserves all the praise, all the glory. And I think that he's not receiving all that. That's just not, not good.
Yeah, I agree. It was nice to see him win because he's a nice guy as well, isn't he?
Mhm.
So yeah, like say a lot of people probably not giving him enough praise or respect and whatnot. I mean, like I say, he probably should have a Joshua fight, but I'm not sure I want to see it again. I mean, it could only be better than the last one, surely, but
But I'm saying you 12-0 Wilder.
Oh yeah.
Wilder was being set up to fight Joshua. You just
you take the spot.
How is that not even been discussed? At least be presented and kind of, you throw the hook out there in the water.
Mm-hmm. And what do you make of the Ngannou fight then, if that goes ahead?
Oh, it's official. Crazy.
Oh yeah. It's a money fight, isn't it? Really, he did well against Fury. Fair enough. He knocked him down. This is going to be like how does Joshua compare?
Ngannou's a huge puncher, obviously, right? Joshua, there's questions about his heart still. There's questions about his chin. You can't really improve chin. You can't really improve heart. I think he has heart. I just don't think, is it like a Deontay Wilder heart? I mean, I guess you got to question Wilder's heart too for that performance, right? I mean, for not really biting down and just going for it. But yeah, I mean, it's scary because if Joshua loses to Ngannou, what the hell do we know about boxing? What is it? You could say Ngannou's a freak. I mean, he is, right? I mean, he's what, 6'5", 280.
Yeah.
Built like a truck, hits like 1-2. Yeah, I don't love the fight. But right, it's just understanding business. And what else is, I mean, I would like to see Joshua versus Big Bang Zhang. Yeah, but I mean, would he rather fight Ngannou for a certain amount of money or fight Big Bang Zhang for a certain amount of money?
Exactly.
It's the ugly truth when it comes to boxing. It's about the money. I wish Zhang brought that big of a check because that's the better fight for boxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Competitive part of boxing, I should say.
Yeah, I mean it's a risk, isn't it? But both of those are risks. Joshua will be expected to beat Ngannou, and it could easily go wrong. But yeah, let's move things along. Jay Apatey got a first round stoppage, fine. Bivol coasted to a decision win
Yeah, coast for sure.
as expected.
Well, I wouldn't say coast. He tried. He tried to get him out, man. He just I don't know.
He probably doesn't have as big a pop as I used to think that he had.
He just doesn't have that killer in him, I guess.
Yeah. We'll discuss Dimitri Bivol on the next live stream after the Beterbiev result, whatever that might be. So we'll just leave that one there for now. Yeah, this was quite a big upset, wasn't it? Aslanbek Makhmudov got beat, stopped in round 4 by also undefeated Kabiel, German fella. Yeah. I saw that Boz had mentioned earlier that was a big one. I can't find the comment, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a big shock. Obviously, he's been a big scary monster for a while. Makhmudov, what did you make of that one?
Yeah, I never looked into Kabiel. I knew he had to fight with Chisora, but I had remember hearing about that it was a bit like contested, the decision. I never looked into him. I thought for sure they were bringing Arslan here just to get a knockout. There you go, right? There you go, Bob. Yeah. Good comment. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't really watch too much of Arslan either. Just, you hear the reputation, you look at the record, you see the knockouts. I think he had every fight but one was a knockout. Takam took him the distance. Takam's known to be a tough competitor. Yeah, Kabiel was amazing this night. Maybe he's looked at that before, but definitely now he's a top 15 heavyweight. Possibly, knocking on top 10.
Yeah.
He looked great. He boxed well. He went to the body well.
Body shots, wasn't it, that did it?
Yeah. And stopped the undefeated monster. I mean, that dude looked like if you created a movie, right? And you need a villain. He could be the main villain or like the final roadblock before you get to the main villain.
Before you get to the exactly. Yeah, he did. He looks exactly like that. But yeah, I guess he's been humanized a little bit in that loss there. So that's interesting. I think that also shakes things up a bit in that division because Makhmudov was kind of on the up. People were seeing him as a big scary monster, and Kabiel's been around for a while, undefeated, but probably maybe not as taken as seriously, possibly. So yeah, interesting. We'll come on to like the top 10 and stuff in a second. Dubois got a very, 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 very late stoppage against Jarrell Miller. I didn't see these because I was out that night, but so I got back in time for the 2 main events, and I think I saw Bivol and Arthur. But yeah, I didn't see these earlier fights. So Dubois, I believe he kind of was he battering him around mostly. Was there a little bit of a scary part? I can't remember if I read that or not.
I wouldn't say either of those things.
Okay.
Dubois was just sharper and better. Jarrell Miller, we've seen him. I mean, look at that. 333 pounds. He was huge, 94 pounds heavier. Jarrell Miller is known to be this guy that throws a lot of punches against Dubois. Dubois showed you, listen, I got some dynamite. Dubois boxed well. The biggest worry was once the avalanche came, how he would handle it. It came about 4th round, 5th round. And Dubois showed that he has enough composure to go ahead and deal with that storm.
Okay.
The stoppage, I wasn't against it. I didn't disagree with it. I mean, he was battering dude. Jarrell Miller, looks like maybe there is a couple of screws knocked loose because he comes to South Florida a couple of weeks later. He just got arrested a couple of days ago down here. So
okay.
You didn't hear about that?
No, not seeing that.
Yeah, I guess his car got repossessed, and basically he created he created a plan to get it back. So
we'll get it back.
Had a girl do a little distraction, came behind the guy, put him in a chokehold, threw him down, and took his car back.
Wow. Fucking hell.
So
I'm gonna be in trouble for that.
Yeah, definitely in some trouble. So yeah, Daniel Dubois. I'm proud, honestly, because I always felt he was a pretty good heavyweight, and people, you see the 2 losses. Listen, he was winning that Joe Joyce fight. Like people don't, but he got his eye broken. Like I don't know if you guys ever watched Joe Joyce. He has a pretty mean, hard jab. Like just because these guys lose doesn't make them terrible. Doesn't make them bad. Dubois and Joyce are still good heavyweights, And Joyce beat Dubois. He was better that night. Could he do it again? Maybe. But Dubois proved to you that he does have heart, right? Just like the Joshua thing. Everyone wants to question that. And he's a good fighter. So shout out to Daniel Dubois getting the stoppage, right? Like you said, right at the last second. He's in the mix.
Back in the mix. Agreed. Hrgovic got a 1-round win. Don't need to worry about that.
That was embarrassing.
That was never going to be anything else. And Frank Sanchez also got a win over Junior Farr.
Yeah, beautifully set up.
Okay. Let's go into the heavyweight rankings. I know this is box rec and it's not exactly ideal, but it's not bad. So have you got to put Usyk at the very top? So this comes back to what I was just saying before, that like does the win and Wilder's loss take away from Tyson Fury's wins over Wilder and Wallin? I mean, he's down at number 4 here according to this algorithm, which I don't think is right. He's got to be one or two with Usyk, and I'd put Usyk at the top. So would you say that's kind of correct? Usyk and Fury are number 1 and 2?
Absolutely. No point blank period.
Perfect. So that's fine. Maybe Tyson Fury's resume took a little bit of a hit because of what happened on that card. Maybe not. But yeah, Joshua's been propelled back up because he looks very good. He's got that win. Josie Parker's propelled right back up because he got a win over Wilder. Do you think they're numbers 3 and 4? Or would you put Zhang up there?
So yeah, I think you gotta Zhang's in that mix. So Joshua's 3. I think that's pretty solidified. I mean, look, former unified champion, when he lost, came back, beat the guy that beat him convincingly. Former world champions on his record, former world talent challengers. I mean, I can go on and on, right? So I think he's still yeah. Usyk, Fury, however you want to put him, 1 and 2. Joshua number 3. Now, when you get to Parker, Zhang, me personally, because right, common opponent, Joyce. Joyce battered Parker. Zhang knocked him out twice, right? I don't forget the Jerry Forrest fight with Zhang.
Exactly.
Now we go to reasons, excuses. COVID times, had COVID, they said, was dehydrated. He dropped the guy 3 times, didn't finish him, got a draw. Point blank period. Parker has 3 losses, right? So he lost to Joshua, not a bad loss. He lost to Dillian White, which was a close fight.
Yeah.
And he knocked him down at the end.
Yeah.
They knocked each other down. Dillian White, never champion, but is a multiple time. No. He's not a multiple time title challenger, but been a contender a long time in the division. And then the Joe Joyce ass whooping. Zhang has the contested loss with Hrgovic.
Yes. Which we need to remember because he could be up and around these spots as well. Hrgovic, maybe slightly untested, but he's got the win over Zhang. Contested though.
I think Zhang's the hotter name. Parker has the better body of work. So it's tough, man. Personally, if you max them up, who wins? That's the best way to determine that one. I don't know.
Yeah, this is an impossible task. We didn't have to have a definitive
Parker. Me personally, Joseph Parker. Parker just showed you he can do against someone that's tall, that's long. He's been in there with, like I said, he's been in there with the Anthony Joshua at Joshua's apex. The last apex we've seen, right? He was undefeated against. He was undefeated that Parker. I'm sorry. Yeah, both of them were undefeated. You know, I think that was the first time we seen Joshua go to decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man. So yeah, give me Joe Parker. I mean, what he just did against one of the biggest punchers in history, dominate him. Yeah, I'm going Joseph Parker, and then I can go Zhilei Zhang or
Zhang.
Zhang Zhilei or
Okay, what you've just done there is what's called recency bias, which is fine.
So you disagree?
No, I think it's nearly impossible to call. But to be honest, if they fought tomorrow, Zhang versus Parker, I'm picking Zhang.
Okay, I don't blame you.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I don't blame you for picking Parker either, to be fair, if you would. I think Dubois is definitely
one last thing to tilt it. He trains with Tyson Fury, who's 6'7", 6'8", and 270, 80 pounds. Bam.
That's true. That is actually fair. Okay, so Caballal and Dubois, I reckon that'd be a good matchup next.
So interesting is that I'm looking at the ring top 10. Dubois not in the top 10, and Caballal is.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because of the losses?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Caballal's just had that, it was a risk and it's paid off for him. I know that you could say that maybe Makhmudov isn't quite as good as everyone feared, but maybe
feared.
Yeah, he still probably is feared, and I don't think anyone's going to be rushing to face him still. I think Joe Joyce is kind of in a bit of a limbo at the moment, isn't he? He's had those 2 losses to Zhang. He's in that club of who needs him.
Got the win over Joe Parker.
He's got a win over Joe Parker, which that's probably propelled him now because he's got the win over Wilder. So that looks good for Joyce. But again, he's 38 now. I'm just trying to think like what's coming next for him. Does he have another fight against Daniel Dubois? He's in a tough spot, I'd say, at the moment. I'm thinking of
he just changed trainers. He's going to train in England now again because he was training out here in Vegas with Salas.
Right.
I think him and Johnny Fisher.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if we were to think like ahead 12 months, like how are these rankings going to look then? What is Joyce going to do in the next 12 months to put him back into his contender spot? It's pretty tough to see what's going to happen for Joyce. And for Hrgovic as well, he needs to step up, doesn't he, and face someone that's not Zhang, or maybe face Zhang again. There's lots of good matches to be had, isn't there? Once Usyk and Fury fight for numbers 1 and 2, I think that from 3 down to 12, there's a lot of good competition there.
No, man. Let me tell you, to actually like rank once you get past like like the names we aforementioned, probably after like Zhang and Parker, it gets really tough to rank these guys. Caballal, I've only seen one fight. How can I rank him so highly off of that one? It's not fair for me to just speak on reputation, right?
Yeah.
But he's there, right? He has the win over Chisora, and now this win over the undefeated, scary monster Arslan. Then Dubois, Joyce. How do you rank them? They faced off. Joyce stopped them in a competitive fight. One has 2 losses, coming off 2 losses. And then Dubois won what? He's like 1 and 2, 2 and 2 in his last few, or no, because he has a couple wins before the Joyce. So, but I mean, he got stopped against Usyk, and then so it's hard. Hrgovic, do you put Hrgovic above them all? I mean, his biggest win is a controversial decision.
One, yeah.
And just then besides that, who has he beat?
Exactly, yeah. That's why you can't really put him too high, can you? It's more off what you think he might become if you are ranking him up there. So yeah, I mean, I'd say like the heavyweight scene isn't like the best in terms of the ability of these fighters, but I think it's hugely competitive and it makes for potentially interesting matchups. Hopefully we're going to get some of them and they all start facing each other Who do you think? How do you think? Sorry, Jared Anderson's going to do? Because he's the big hope, isn't he, for America?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just him. That's the only guy we have in the actual possibility in the mix and to actually win. I mean, you see it. He can switch stances. He has good athleticism to him. He can jab. He has good good power. But I think the number one issue or challenge is his mental, his mentality. How bad does he want to be in these fights and to win? And what type of fights is he looking to get into? Because from the words that we hear, it's he wants to make the money. The
Okay.
money are usually into the better fighters. And then you have Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, and Fury versus Ngannou that happened. So, you know, is there something else in the horizon when it comes to the future of Jared Anderson that can take away from the competitive spirit of fighting compared to the money route? So, yeah, I think Jared Anderson is definitely the biggest wild card when it comes to it. Wilder still has the power, but you have to, what's going on in that camp? What kind of yes men? What kind of mentality is being built there? So that's basically it. I mean, do we claim Frank Sanchez? We might have to right now, US.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's another one that's potentially. I'm not sure if he's quite got the skills to be right up there. I don't know. He's looked all right so far. Is he just the next Luis Ortiz, possibly? Martin Bakole is kind of lingering around. He was massive last time, wasn't he? I've just clicked too many buttons.
Knocked out Carlos Takam, yep.
Takam in 4, yeah. But he was huge, wasn't he?
Yo, what's crazy is that he created a GoFundMe about going and pursuing his heavyweight championship dream. Only got like $40-$60 and took it down. Just don't fucking get it, man. It's like, wait, they want us. Who wanted to fight Bakole? They said he turned down a fight. Oh, Michael Hunter, because they fought before. That's the one loss on Bakole. And Michael Hunter's like, what the hell? Like, we could have had a Saudi fight.
And that's another name, Michael Hunter. He seems to have fallen off the radar on the planet since, I guess, the Jerry Forrest split decision draw 2021. He looked pretty good a while back. Gave Alexander Povetkin a fight. Meh. Maybe his heart's not.
Didn't he fight Usyk too? Or no?
Hunter, did he?
Or no?
Is that his loss? Yeah. That was his loss.
Look at that.
Back in 2017. Back at cruiserweight, that.
Yeah, no, he was a highly skilled guy in the amateurs. Actually forced a stoppage against Andy Ruiz in the amateurs as well.
Yeah, okay.
That's a name that was not even on the list because he's not fighting.
Who isn't, sorry?
Andy Ruiz.
Oh, Ruiz, of course, yeah. Obviously, because they put active fighters up on it, don't they? Yeah. So, again, Ruiz, where does he fall in that mix? I guess he's in that 3 to 10 club.
Is he? I mean, if you're not fighting, is that fair to everybody else? I hear you.
I mean, he'd be competitive against those guys, wouldn't he? That was what I meant. But yeah, where do you rank him? It is interesting. So yeah, apart from Jared Anderson, he's going to start taking some risks at some point soon. I mean, Daniel Dubois has taken some risks and he's got a few losses, but he's right up in the mix. Jared Anderson's got to start coming up there. Ajagba, that's another name that's kind of a bit on the resurgence after that loss. Could he have a future around the top of the division? Yeah, I mean, Fabio Wardley, he's looked okay recently. He got a good win last time. Who did he beat?
He beat the other UK guy,
David Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide, yeah. So that was a good win. Looked pretty good on that one.
He did. He looked really good. Shout out to Wardley. They keep talking about him against the Eraser, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No. But yeah, I'm not sure if he steps up and is any better than Dubois, to be fair. So, yeah, while it's a competitive division, I'm not really a lot of these guys are going to be retiring pretty soon. and then the heavyweight scene is going to look kind of a little bit empty or bare with not many prospects coming through, and it could quickly go downhill.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah, and Joshua's probably the youngest of the top, but I mean, there's not much else to fight for if it's not for undisputed. Money's never going to be a problem for him. So,
Yeah.
right, if he chooses to leave earlier than what most would probably want for his age of the heavyweights, heavyweight could definitely have a huge void. So, yeah, we need guys like Herkovich to step up.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. Look, Joseph Parker, I didn't realize he's young, 31 years old, and he's been in some battles. Like you said, Dillian White, and AJ, now Wilder. Like, holy smokes.
Dillian White's another one that's not even on this list, I guess, because he's not active at the moment as well. So, yeah, plenty around, but they're all in that kind of over 30, not much.
Jogba's only 29. Holy smokes.
Yeah, so he's got a while.
Thank God for Saudi, because they're helping make fights that we never thought we would really see because of the issue of how business is done in professional boxing. So, yeah, it's if we don't get these fights now to help propel the heavyweight divisions, to get them to mix it up, heavyweight could definitely be on the down.
Agreed. Right, okay, let's move things along. I just want to quickly shout out Larry Liston in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. I've seen all your messages coming through. So we are going to talk about the Smith versus Beterbiev fight now, and you've mentioned this in the comments somewhere. Case of Callum Smith versus Beterbiev deserves proper analysis and as deep research as one can get to. Okay, a difficult fight to pick if you look at the age and wear of Beterbiev, and Callum being the upcoming star and also being legit, which he showed when he won the World Super 6. So we've just done, I think you've missed it, we've watched Callum Smith versus John Ryder. We thought that Smith lost that quite handily. Ryder looks very good, and we think based off that Beterbiev might blast Callum to pieces potentially. We're here now, Alex. Give us your quick preview and prediction for this one, then.
Yeah. So you got Beterbiev, 19-0, 19 stoppages. No one's seen. I don't think anyone's seen the championship rounds when it comes to him. He's a monster. Yeah. Look, 10th round, right?
That's 10 rounders, and that's about it.
Oh no, we got a 12 rounder. I apologize. That was in his first title shot. So wow, it's been so long. I mean, the dude, you seen the workout videos. This man is, he is a machine. You've seen what he does to people. I mean, they don't want no more. I don't blame them. He has true hammers connected to his shoulders. So, he is, I think, everything they say he is. And when you got Callum Smith, we just watched this fight. A guy that has won most of his battles, but there is a blueprint on how to beat him. Push him back. You push him back. You put him on the ropes. He doesn't punch. He's shown he could punch, though. He didn't show it, but I haven't seen it going back and up. But we saw that in the Lenny Castillo fight. That was scary. I mean, legit. It looked like there might have been a body in the ring, and that could have, that could have been fatal. And when he faced the Frenchman, he beat that dude down. It was. I remember that fight. It was a little more competitive, like in the third round. I said, holy smokes, this guy's actually competing. And then once Callum Smith started landing, he's shown he may be more powerful at 175. He's 6'3", 78-inch reach. He has great dimensions for being in the light heavyweight. It's crazy watching him at super middleweight to be that large.
Yeah.
But Beterbiev is 38, 39 years old. Coming off surgery. They said he had a tooth infection, and that postponed the fight 5 months. I've never seen anything like that. But it's funny because he's actually fought more active. He's been more active than Callum Smith, who's I think like 31, 30. Let me see. Now he's probably like 32, 33 years old, Callum. So
yeah. It doesn't say here, but yeah.
Yeah. So anyways,
early 30s.
Yeah, so it's interesting because Callum hasn't fought in over a year, and Beterbiev is an older man. he's got to slow down at one point.
At some point, but when?
When I was thinking it's this fight, and before watching the fight we just watched with Ryder, I was like, I think Callum's gonna do it. I gotta change. I'm flip flopping. Nah, just that pressure alone, how he handles it. I'm gonna try to rewatch those last 2 fights with Callum, and maybe see he's made some changes, but those guys aren't Artur Beterbiev. The power's the last thing to go. If you need a reminder, I would watch Golden Boy card that just happened, co-main event, or Harry Davies versus Ismael Barroso.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta tell all my my boxing friends I'm flip flopping Beterbiev. I expect a stoppage for him.
All right.
Victory.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm not bought into this is perfect timing kind of thing for Callum Smith, purely because we've not seen Beterbiev slowing down at all. I'm just getting the boxing odds up while we're here. And you're gonna have to get your fraction calculator out. But yeah, Beterbiev is a 1 to 5 favorite, 1 to 4 on some markets, and you're looking at around 3 to 1 for Callum Smith. So
yeah, that's how it is over here.
Pretty big underdog, Callum Smith. I think them odds are pretty fair, to be honest. He's not a huge favorite, but is a clear favorite for me. Yeah, I'd expect him to get the a stoppage victory. I think it might go into the second half of the fight, and yeah, I just can't make a case for Callum Smith, to be honest. But it'll be an interesting fight nonetheless. I'm not sure what it's being shown on. It's on ESPN over there, and I don't know what that equates to over in the UK, whether that's Sky, BT, or DAZN. I'm sure it'd say DAZN if it was DAZN. But yeah, I'll have to have a look.
Right, it should be because he's a matchroom fighter. But then, Top Rank is the lead, and, they work with Queensberry.
Yeah, which can be BT. But they don't really usually show many fights from the US. So yeah, I'll have to investigate and see. Anything else on this card that's interesting to you? There's Jason Maloney versus Saul Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Maloney. I mean, I always get him mixed up with his brother. I can't remember if he's the one that got knocked out by Nakatani or is the other one. So it's the other one, okay?
It's the other one.
This guy, Maloney's a very solid fighter. That's all I can say about him. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just, just doesn't really stick out when I watch him. Very efficient, a guy that could probably compete with mostly anyone he's in the ring with. Now, this kid, Saul Sanchez, right? So I've been eyeing the odds for a couple of weeks, and I'm seeing he's not like this huge underdog. I'm like, yo, I've never seen this guy. Who the hell is he? And why isn't it like a 10 to 1 for him to win? I think he's like 3 or 4 to 1. And then I watched some tape, a little bit of tape. Kid's pretty decent. The kid got some power. He was beating up Franklin Gonzalez, which you could watch on ProBox. If you go to ProBox YouTube channel, you can check that out. It was a main event. There was Jericho Quinn. Do you know that name?
Yeah, that's familiar. Beat him in one.
Right. He just knocked out the what's the word you guys use for people from Liverpool? The
Scouse.
The Scouse Lomachenko.
The Scouse Lomachenko.
You know what I'm talking? Peter McGrail. You didn't see that fight?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's who. Yeah, Quinn just beat him. Yeah, that's right.
Which, man, I was liking Peter McGrail too, man. Very, very, very good fighter, but ouch. So he sparked Jericho out, something that Peter couldn't do. So very live underdog. If you like underdogs, throw a little 5 on them, and see what happens. That's what I would say. But yeah, I don't know who wins because I haven't really studied them or seen them enough, paid attention enough to really pick. But I think it's going to be a good scrap.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout. To be fair, this is one of them where he's got that Mexican name. He's Mexican American. I'm guessing.
Right.
Always very, usually very good He's only 26. He's called the Beast. I like that. That's a good name. So yeah, he's probably one of those like real live underdogs, which it could be a problem for Jason Maloney. So I might have a little bet on that if I can see some nice looking odds. Good shout, and we'll hang our heads in shame on the next stream if that doesn't quite work out. Anyway, let's move things along. Anything else you want to talk about on this card?
Christian and Billy, number 1 in WBC, highly ranked in I think every sanctioning body. He's I think from Cameroon, Cameroon, way of France. Now he's being pushed in Canada by I think it's Eye of the Tiger. That's why he's on here as the co-main event. This guy should be looking at a title shot. He's a beast in there. He's physically stronger, faster than a lot of guys. Not the greatest technician at all. Not really a jabber. He's in there to beat you up. I think if you want to see exactly who he is, I would check out the Carlos Gongora fight. Gongora, very, very good technician. But his most recent fight, he ran through Damon Nicholson, who, Damon's been in there with Berlanga, got dropped 5 times, and then went 12 against Andrade. If you just want to take a look at a possible title challenger at 168, hopefully not Canelo.
All right, cool. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. All right, sweet. Let's go back. And was there anything else to cover? Natasha Jonas versus Michaela Mayer. That's at the Echo Arena, which we've just been viewing from. Who else is on that? Oh yeah, it's Cullen versus Shelley. I think that's a rematch, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Jack Cullen just got a really good unexpected knockout win a few months ago. He's the Little Levers Meat Cleaver, which is he beat Mark Heffron. Might
be one of the best nicknames.
Yeah. And that is very close. My dad used to live in the place where he's named after their Little Lever. So close by me. He's been on, I think he's had a few losses, and he's been pretty active in the last couple of years. But I think that was another unexpected win for him against Mark Heffron. It was a really good stoppage. I think it's like a one punch kind of knockout, if you've not seen that one. What was that on the undercard of? Oh yeah, it was Liam Smith versus Chris Eubank. Undercard.
I remember it a bit, and I definitely I think I was going leaning Heffron. So shout out to him. Oh, look at that.
This is a rematch. The last one was a draw back in 2020. So that's quite an interesting matchup. I guess the odds will probably be quite even on that one if there's some money to be made. And Natasha Jonas against Michaela Mayer. I thought she had retired. No, I'm thinking of someone else. That's quite an interesting one. Any thoughts of this one?
I mean, Michaela Mayer's definitely one of the best fighters out of women fighters out of the U.S. Former Olympian, champion at 130 pounds. Going all the way up to 147. She's worked herself up little by little past couple fights. She's a volume puncher. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how she does against a bigger girl, Natasha Jonas. But Jonas was also she was like a former 135 pounder that made herself up. Has won titles all the way up at 154. But this fight, I think she's has belts in 2 divisions, if I'm not mistaken. You see, though, Natasha is 39 years old. So it'll be interesting. I'm gonna call it American bias. I'm gonna go with the volume puncher. Younger, fresher. Just more closer to her prime. I'm going Michaela Mayer by decision.
Yeah, I think I would as well. To be honest, I'm gonna have a quick look at the odds because that'll be quite interesting.
We have it like plus 145. So you drop $100, you win $145.
Yep. Yeah, I actually read this week how the American odds work. Just based off what you get back from 100, isn't it?
Yeah, all based off 100.
But this is as close to a 50-50 fight as you really see, 5-6, 11-8. So yeah, like evens, like $1 for $1, pretty much. Yeah. So it's very, very slight edge to Jonas. Maybe that's for the home bias being in Liverpool, which, you know, that could be a factor. Hopefully not. And you know, that's called correct. But yeah, that's not a bad little card, I guess. One to potentially bookmark. And I think, does that bring us up to hopefully our next stream? I think so. Mungie and John Ryder, 27th of Jan. So hopefully we'll be getting a stream in before then. So yeah, I think that wraps us up then. Excellent. We are just gone 7:10. We've been live for a couple of hours. Thank you for everyone that stopped by. Mr. Pads, I noticed that you popped up earlier as well. I'm sorry that I didn't acknowledge it, but thank you for stopping by. Larry Liston as well. Boz as usual. Beagle was in there as well. Yeah, it's good to be back. First live stream of the new year. There'll be plenty more to come. Our subscriber numbers are shooting up. We've passed way past 500 now, which has taken a long time to get to, but hopefully we'll keep that moving up. We'll bring you more content. We'll bring you more of these live streams. Alex, thank you for being here again as usual. Do you want to do another one in a few weeks' time?
Let's do it.
All right, you can do some homework and find us our next exciting fight. Until then, we will see you all soon. Please do hit the like and subscribe if you're not already done so. Also, if you wouldn't mind, leave a comment as well in the video. Tell us if you like the stream, if you watched the fight. Let us know what scores that you had at the end as well. That'd be great to know. Thank you all very much. We'll see you all again in a few weeks.
Take care, everybody.